Hey folks, Vinny here, to Beyond the Water Guide Service. Today we're going to tie a simple Woolhead Sculpin. We're going to be using a Togen size 8 3x streamer hook. You can use any streamer hook that you want to use. There's no issue, it's what you want to use, but this is what I'm using, a Togen. For the body we're going to use Braid. Now for this fly, I like gold and I like copper. Okay, gold and copper braid. Then we're going to need ram's wool. It's a Woolhead Sculpin for the head. This stuff's pretty easy to find. And then we're going to use some rabbit strips. This one here we're going to use chartreuse and black, a barred color for the tail. That's what we're going to go with. Stick with olive and black, olive, and you'll be good to go. If you want to tie these smaller in size 10 or size 12, you can get pine squirrel strips, and you can get them dyed in pretty much whatever color you want. So there you go, that's the material list. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the hook in the vise. Lay down base layer thread. Right across the top of the hook shank. Keep it winding it back until you think it's hanging right off the barb. And there we go, hanging right off the barb. And then I like to snip my tag in. First thing we're going to do, we're going to tie in the rabbit strip. So what you want to do is take the bottom where the hide's at, measure that along the top of the hook shank, from the eye to the bend of the hook. And that'll give you basically the length you're going to need for your tail. And what I like to do is wet it so you can separate it. When you're laying it down, you're not going to catch any of the other hairs. You're going to have them separated. I like to do 3 on the top, 2, and 3 right on top of each other, and then I'll go behind 2. 1, and then 2, and then I'll take 2 in the front. Okay, now to get this big strip out of the way, you're going to pull this up roughly to a little bit behind the eye. Get it just about like there and cut that off. It's nearly about an 1.5 inch strip. Okay, now next step. We're going to tie in our braid, which on this fly we're going to use gold. I said I like using gold, I like using copper, but this we're going to use gold. Tie this back in the rear. It doesn't matter which side you tie it in on. Just get it tied in, lash it down. Just make sure that when you take it back, and you're winding this back, you take it right to the very start point. So there's no gaps, there's no spaces, right to there. Alright? At your hook point, you're going to wind this forward. Now, take your braid, you're going to wrap it around. Just make sure everything's covered up. I got a rotary vise, I can just twist mine if I want it to. Just make sure it's all covered up. Now if you wanted to, you could throw on lead wraps underneath this, and that would make it a heavier fly, but I'm keeping it simple, so I'm not doing it this time. To get this fly to sink, all you need to do is add a split shot right in front of the head, and you'll be fine. And you got about 1/3 left of the hook there, and we're going to tie this off. Use 3 wraps around and 2 in front. We're going to cut that off. Trying this a different way here. Hopefully you guys are going to be able to see this fly without me in the way, so you can see it how it's being tied, instead of seeing it reverse come from the back end like most of them. Okay, next what we're going to do, I'm going to pull that rabbit strip right across the top, stretch it out just a little bit. You can wet it down a little bit, get it going back. You want to tie that in right there. Now this stuff up in front, you can clip that little bit off. It's just a little bit long. I'll clip that off, not a problem. And lash all that down. And we're almost done. What are you thinking? Cruising along, right? Now, get your ram's wool for your Woolhead Sculpin. Normally it comes and it looks like this. It'll have the patch, the hide on the back. And what you do is just snip off the amount of clump that you want. Now in the olive Sculpin here, the Sculpin olive colored one, it's just loose. So all I'm doing is taking a bunch of it, pinching it together, spacing it out so it looks like that, and you're going to lay it right on here and lash it down. Just like you would if you're stacking deer hair. You're going to take two, you're going to pull that up, take 2 wraps in the front, do another one. And when you're going to trim this then, so don't worry about how it looks right now. You're going to trim this up. Because in the words of Gary Borger, or Gary Borger, however he says his name, it's a squat toady looking thing. That was in one of his videos. That's how he described a sculpin. A squat toady looking thing. And that always stuck with me. Because these guys have a very wide, flat head, and the tail just tapers, slims down as it tapers back. So that's 3. Now, I'm going to turn it upside down. We're going to put 1 underneath here. I'm going to lay 1 little patch underneath here. Now, what I do in my other sculpins when I'm doing my enhanced sculpin, where I'm putting fins and everything on it, I put a little bit of red under the throat here. And that seems to work out nicely. I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they think it's blood. I don't know. But the fish seem to like just that little bit of red yarn in there. And then push that back, and I'm going to try and squeeze 1 more clump right in here. Pull that tight. Make a head. Again, I'm trying to stay out of the way. So normally I'd be tying like this. But if I'm tying like this, you guys can't see it. So I'm sitting back. I'm reaching out a lot longer than what I'd like to. But hopefully the fly is going to turn out nice nonetheless. Okay, I like the whip finish. Get your whip finisher. If you don't have a whip finisher, 1, 2. Pull it on. Alright, take your bodkin. 1, 2. Put that right over the eyes. Slide it back. And there we go. But since I have a whip finisher, I'm just going to use that. I'll do 5, then I'll do 5 again. Okay, then what I'll do is get some head cement. I like Fly Right. All natural. And this is nymph scent. The other one looks like this. Once that's done, we can snip the thread. Now, here's the fun part. Now to trim this, I'll start in the front, but I'll angle it. So you want it really thin here and flat, and just angle it back. You're going to take a lot off, alright? Remember, these guys are heads. They're wide and they're flat. And once I do basically in the front there, I'm going to take it, I'm going to look at it, I'm going to trim around the sides on the outside. Now you guys can sit and do this all day however you want it, but like I said, their heads are wide and flat. So look just like that. And then when this gets wet, what you have back here is going to fall off the back of that. It's just going to blend in, it's going to look awesome in the water. So, there it is. My simple Woolhead Sculpin. Pretty simple to tie, right? And when this gets wet, it's going to look awesome in the water. It undulates, swims. It's a very nice fly to have. It's a very good streamer. So, thanks for watching. Woolhead Sculpin. Simple Woolhead Sculpin.